Good morning and welcome back to my channel. Today is October, I think it's the 9th, and it is a cold and it was a rainy day. It's a bit dark, the sun's starting to come out now. It was 5 degrees when, yeah, it's 6 degrees still, so it was 5 degrees when I drove the kids to school. So I'm gonna rest you right on my steering wheel. And it's cold and I was in flip-flops and I'm like, man, it's that time. So I put my Doc Martens on, but it's so funny when you're used to wearing, like, I've worn running shoes, but when you're used to wearing like Birkenstocks for the whole summer and then you put your boots back on and you feel like you're like moonwalking. So yeah, it's gonna be a nice fall cozy day. It's Tuesday. I would love to stay home and curl up and read, and I can't do that because I have to adult. So I need to go bring my car in and get that fixed. There was recalls on it. I had it in last week. They had to order parts. I honestly no idea what they're fixing. I thought it was done, so that will be a surprise. And what else are we gonna do? I have to go to Costco to get some groceries, and I'm trying not to spend so much money. What else? Oh, and let's go book shopping, because whenever I go to Barrie, is one of the closest big cities to us, I always go book shopping. So let's do that. All right, I'm gonna be late. I'll touch back in a minute. Well, hello again. I'm in a different car. Anyway, so they took my car. I guess there's a camera or something that needs to be fixed. It's going to be a while. So they gave me a 2024 Lincoln Cossier. That's the way you say it. So this is what it looks like. I can find the start, the push buttons here for the start. And then instead of like my car, instead of a gear shift, that takes a bit to get used to, I find. And then this is what I'm listening to right now. If you know, you know. This is the last book. I have not read this one yet. So, automatic charger. And then it is 5-seater. And then, what is it called? Hatchback. So now that I'm into my new car. No, not my new car. Now that, ooh, check for rear seat occupants. I don't have any, but thank you. So I'm going to go into, you can't even see it here, but this bookstore. I don't even know the name of it. It's used books, and I really don't need any books. I honestly probably, I don't even know how many books I have not read that are on my shelf. And we're in the process of building my library, and then we have a problem with one of our drains from the kitchen sink, and my husband had to cut into the wall and snake to try to fix it. So the library's on hold still, but hopefully we will get that up and going soon. All right, enough chit chat. Let's go book shopping. Okay, I'm back. You're at a really weird angle because you're kind of like where the dash, you're shooting through the steering wheel. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, I did a little damage in there. Let's go through what books I got. Okay, so the first ones I picked up, they look brand new. I haven't even heard. I think I might have one of these on Kindle actually. But I believe this is the first and second of these books. This is the first one, Nature of Witches. And this is, for centuries, witches have maintained the climate, their power peaking in the season of their birth. But the control is faltering as the atmosphere became more erratic. All hopes lies with Clara, whose rare magic is tied to every season. In autumn, Clara wants nothing to do with her power. And it's wild and volatile. And the price of her magic, losing the ones she loves, is too high despite the need to control the increasing dangerous weather. In winter, the world is on the precipice of disaster. Fire burns, storms rage, and Clara finally accepts that she's the only one who can make a difference. In spring, she falls for Sang, the witch training her. As her magic grows, so do her feelings for him. Until she's terrified Sang will be the next one she loses. In summer, Clara must choose because her power and her happiness, her duty, and the people she loves becomes before she loses everything. From a stunning new voice comes a story about a powerful witch who must decide if using her volatile magic to help the world is worth the price of losing the person she loves the most. So there's that one, and then there's the second one. So that is The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin, and Wild is the Witch by the same author. Okay, so the next book I picked up was Realm Breaker. Now I've seen this. This is, I believe, a young adult book, and I saw this when it first came out, and I was eyeballing it. I'm like, do I want it? Do I not want it? And that's the beauty about used bookstores, is that you can pick them up. Once again, I don't even think someone has cracked this book. And I picked this one up, I think it was for $10 maybe. Normally $24.99. Guys, Canada prices on books, insane. And then we have taxes on that. Insane. Anyways, so this is Realm Breaker by Victoria Aveyard. Okay. And Save the World or End It. A dangerous darkness is growing in the ward. Even Corian and Amara can feel it, tucked away in her small town on the edge of the sea. Fate knocks on her door in the form of a mythical, immortal, and lethal assassin who tells Corian that she is the last of the ancient lineage, with the power to save the world from destruction. Because a man who would burn kingdoms to the ground is rising an army unlike any seen before, bent on uprooting the foundations of the world. With poison in the heart and a stolen sword in his hand, he'll break the realm itself to claim it, and only Corian can stop him. Alongside an unlikely group of reluctant allies, Corian finds herself on a desperate journey to complete an impossible task, with untold magic singing in her blood and the fate of the world on her shoulders. That sounds good. Then I was on the phone and I saw this and I was like, Riley Sager, and I didn't even read the back of it. I was just like, add it to the cart. Okay, so this is Riley Sager, Middle of the Night. And this is the worst thing to ever happen to Hemlock Circle occurred in Ethan Marsh's backyard. One July night, 10-year-old Ethan and his best friend and neighbor Billy fell asleep in a tent set up in the manicured lawn in a quiet, quaint New Jersey cul-de-sac. In the morning, Ethan woke up alone. During the night, someone had sliced the tent open with a knife and taken Billy. He was never seen again. 30 years later, Ethan has reluctantly returned to his childhood home, plagued by bad dreams and insomnia. He begins to notice strange things happening in the middle of the night. Someone seems to be roaming the cul-de-sac at odd hours, and signs of Billy's presence keep appearing in Ethan's backyard. Is someone playing a cruel prank? Or has Billy, long thought to be dead, somehow returned to Hemlock Circle? The mysterious occurrence prompts Ethan to investigate what really happened that night, a quest that reunites him with a former friend and neighbors that lead him into the woods that surround the Hemlock Circle, woods where Billy claimed ghosts roamed, and where a mysterious institute does clandestine research on crumbling estate. The closer Ethan gets to the truth, the more he realizes that no place, be it a quiet forest or a suburban street, is completely safe, and that the past has a way of hunting the present. Oh, that sounds good. That's a good fall read. Okay, so I got that. Once again, no idea the price. Oh, that one was $13. Normally $25.99. See, this is book math. So I spent like $80 on all these books, but really, they're worth a lot more. I'm just picturing myself sneaking these in the house now. Anyways, going forward, Local Girl Missing. This one's a little bit thinner. Claire Douglas. Someone knows where she is. When Sophia begins to date Leon, Frankie warns her not to be lured in by his sensitivity and startling blue eyes. Frankie sees a dark side to him, but Sophie is smitten. Soon after the romance begins, 21-year-old Sophie vanishes, last seen in the town's old Victorian pier. 20 years later, Frankie receives a call from Sophie's brother Daniel informing her the remains have been found near the old pier. Frankie wonders if it could be Sophie and returns to her hometown to try to finally find closure. Hunted by the familiar face that filled her youth and threatening notes that allude to past secrets that only Sophie would have known, Frankie begins to think she sees a woman in the pier late at night, a woman who looks like Sophie. Could she be seeing her friend's ghost? Does someone else know what happened those many years ago? Feeling isolated and unnerved, Frankie begins to wish she hadn't returned. As she looks for emotional support from Daniel, she realizes she may have deeper feelings for him and wonders how her life would have been if she chooses to love him instead of the man she married. Falling down a spiral of self-doubt and alcohol-fueled nights, as Frankie gets closer to the truth, she becomes aware that her past secret coming to light might cost her everything: her family, her sanity, and even her life. So that's Local Girl Missing by Claire Douglas. I just looked this up on Goodreads because I thought I had read something like this. I forget which book it kind of reminded me of, but it sounds really good. And like I said, it's not that big. Ooh, and it has questions in the back if you want to do book club for it. 337 is the amount of pages. Okay, so then I was like, I gotta get out of here because I'm spending too much money and my arms were full. And then I was asking about Brandon Sanderson, and I was trying to find Mistborn because I hear it's really good. And she said, no, that's like so hard to get. But she did tell me about this series. So this is Brandon Sanderson, and this is Steelheart is number 1, and then she had number then she had number 2. So of course, book math, I got it. So this is about 10 years ago, calamity came. It was a burst in the sky that gave ordinary people extraordinary powers. The odd public started calling them epics. Epics are no friends of man. With incredible gifts came the desire to rule, and to rule man, you must crash his will. Now in what was once Chicago, an astonishing powerful epic named Steelheart has installed himself as empire. Steelheart possesses the strength of 10 men and can control the elements. It is said that no bullet can harm him, no sword can split his skin, and no fire can burn him. He is invincible. Nobody fights back. Nobody but the Reckoners. A shadowy group of ordinary humans, the Reckoners spend their lives studying epics, finding their weaknesses, and then assassinating them. And David wants in. When Steelheart comes in Chicago, he killed David's father. For years, like the Reckoners, David has been studying and planning, and he has something they need. Not an object, but an experience. He has seen Steelheart bleed, and he wants revenge. So, my son's friend actually read this, and they said that it was really good. They said it was really good. So I was like, in. So now I probably have 200 books that I haven't read on my shelf, but that's okay. Okay, so now that I did that damage, I'm debating on going to the next used bookstore. Do I really need to go? No. But is there a book there that I might need? Probably. So I am going to go do that very quickly look over, and if there's not something I really need. Oh, who am I kidding? I'll probably get it. Anyway, so, and then I have to go to Costco. And then I think that's it. I was going to go to Winners too, but I think I broke the bank on this one. So to the next. I didn't do that bad. It was really busy in there. I didn't film that much. I just filmed some of the bookshelves, but it was really busy. There was a lot of kids running around. I don't know. Maybe they're homeschooled because it's not lunch hour. So I only got one book, and it is called The Woman in the Mirror. And it is by Rebecca James. And this one is, for more than 2 centuries, Winterbourne Hall has stood atop a bluff overlooking the English countryside in Cornwall, the sea, and the sea beyond. Enshrouded by fog and enveloped by howling winds, the imposing edifice has darkness over the town. In 1947, Londoner Alice Miller accepts a post as governess at Winterbourne, looking after 2 children, Constance and Edward, for their widow father, Captain Jonathan de Grey. Falling under the de Grey spell, Alice believes the family will heal her past sorrows, but then the twins' adoration becomes deceitful and taunting. Their father, ever distant, turns spiteful and cruel. The manor itself seems to lash out. Alice finds her surroundings subtly altered, her air slightly chilled. Something malicious resents her presence, something clouding her senses and threatening her sanity. In present-day New York, art gallery curator Rachel Wright has learned she is a descendant of the de Greys and heir to Winterbourne. Adopted as an infant, she never knew her birth parents or her lineage. At long last, Rachel will find answers to the questions about her identity that have haunted her entire life. But what she finds in Cornwall is a devastating, tragic legacy that has afflicted generations of de Greys. A legacy born from greed and deceit, twisted by madness and suffused with unrequited love and unequivocal rage. There is only one true mistress of Winterbourne. She will not tolerate any woman who dares to cross the threshold and call it home. Those who do will find only a reflection of their own wicked sin and inherit vengeance. So I thought it sounded like a good ghost story. It was $5. That place it's called Stuff, and it's a lot cheaper than the other used bookstore, but I like to help out like the family-owned used bookstores, and they always have great books. So, on to Costco. Hey, I'm at Costco. That was a madhouse. It was absolute crazy. It's like Christmas in there. It is the Canadian Thanksgiving coming up, so I guess that's what it was. I don't know. Madhouse. I reached for sour cream and they fell down on me, and so now I have sour cream all over my leg. And I tried to look at the book section, but it was just packed. I took a little bit of clip in there. There was, I don't even think it's on my clip, there is that new book by Lisa Presley that I'm interested in, but I put it on, I'm on the list for the library because they've ordered it in, so I think I'm just going to get it from that. There was also that Lisa Moratti, is that her name? Her new book. There's a couple new books in there, but it was packed, so I couldn't even, I was trying to look through them, and I was just like, I don't need them. It's okay. It's a sign. Just walk away. You see this guy backing up? He's going to hit me. We're good. Okay, so I'm going to close this video here because I'm going to go home and change. And then my kids are going to get home. It's going to be a madhouse. So I'm going to close it here. But I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on my bookish haul and just a day of the life of running around that I do. And I hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. See you soon.